hot in heaven.
He's sure he just got sucked out on.
Oh my God.
And he calls! Oh my God, he pays it off. The mad genius with the perfect river sizing. Gets a 50 ball out of Hellmuth on the Diamond River. This guy is incredible. And Hellmuth's done! He's done!
If I can't trap the crazy guy with ace-king versus aces, I guess I'll just quit.
He's out of the game. A half-an-hour walk, comes back and loses a massive pot to the mad genius. And
I was so mad when I saw that flush. I was dead to one out.
And Berkey would have had a smaller flush.
I was unlucky on the river.
Very unlucky.
And Mad Genius is right. That river cost him about $100,000.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. I wasn't.
You sure, Phil? The only way to get out of a hole is to keep digging.
Man's got a decent point.
I
mean, no?
Right? You got to find oil or water. Keep digging.
Robbi, just keep going. Hellmuth keeps coming back to the table. I think he might have forgot his phone charger or something, but they're going to need to turn the AC on because it is real steamy in there. Is Hellmuth going to play another hand? Is he just picking up? I'll tell you what, not the best week in LA for Phil.
Can't believe he's leaving.
This is the worst loss I've had.
This might be a record for him.
200? Second worst loss I've had in 15 years.
Wow, you heard it first.
Handling it well.
There he goes.
Phil,
He's
you left
gone.
25.
Phil, you want it.
Needles keep coming. A 25 chip. Give it to the dealer.
Only a second stream game.
Berkey and Robbi just laying into Phil there,
Berkey
too.
and Robbi are eating this up.
A few moments later.
All right, Phil, we're cashing out slightly early. Let me know what happened in there.
It's just been a weird couple of days. I flop sets, I get kings, I win nothing, and finally I had kings, and Eric just got rewarded. And it's just I don't like the flow of the deck. I don't like what's happening. The game's fine, but I just don't like what's happening to me. So maybe I could fold the kings, but I decided Eric was the guy who I was going to do well against, and he just somehow flopped the flush, you know, when I had kings, and so. Maybe could have saved 50,000 on the turn of the river, but very frustrating day. I think that's my record loss. That's my record loss in a casino in the last 15 years, probably 13 years.
Yeah, it seemed like the vibe was going good for you. You took a slight break. What did you do during that break?
I called some friends, and when I came back, I was dealt queens, kings, kings.
Yeah, and you seemed like you had a little heater going.
And somehow I ended up losing a bunch.
Okay, so we're going to take the rest of today off. Look forward to having you back tomorrow, right?
No, I'm flying home.
Flying home. All right, so we're going to call it here. You still got more games later this week. Are you going to play those?
I haven't decided yet. I might just bail on everything. I have to go home and regroup. I'm just not used to ever losing. I mean, I'm so lucky. So when you start losing weird hands, you know, and I was up 313,000 this week. And I just lost 350,000, so I'm only down 40 for the week, but it still hurts.
Yeah, we understand. Poker is definitely an emotional game. I don't see you taking it out on anybody but yourself, so I don't want you to do that. What can we do to get you in a positive headspace right now?
There's no way I could be in a positive headspace. You know, I've been struggling with sleep for 3 months, and I came in really tired yesterday, and better today, and it's just, you know, I mean, for people that saw the cards, I mean, it's I was put in a bunch of tough spots, and I was put in a bunch of tough spots yesterday too, and that's the way poker goes. And I have two choices. I can stay and fight it out, which is not a bad thing, or I can just go home and regroup. A lot of times I'll stay and fight, but I think I'm going to go home and regroup.
Yeah, it's Valentine's Day. Being back home with the wife, I don't blame you. You had a great interview earlier. You seem like you're in a positive mood. You're eating healthy. Your health is great. Your family loves you. Your friends love you. So there's a lot to take away from here besides just this poker game.
Yeah, it's all positivity, really. It's you know, these things happen, and it's maybe it's good for the world to see me lose. You know, it's good for you know, people to know that the pros, top pros, don't always win. And, you know, maybe that's one thing I'll take away from it.
Yeah, and walking, for you, you identified that as being the best move for Phil Hellmuth, and that's what matters.
Yeah. I mean, that last hand was, I mean, unfortunate.
Yeah. All right, well, I'll let you get to it. I know you want to cash out and you want to get back home.
I will say this, the last hand, the flow of that last hand, where he limps in and I raise, and Berkey re-raises, and he re-raises him. He's done that a bunch today, Eric. So I felt like I had him really trapped nicely there. And he just somehow took ace-king against kings and flopped me dead.
Yeah.
And it's just very hard to do, and it's just like, it's too weird for me. When weird stuff happens, when really weird stuff happens, I like to just kind of avoid, I just like to go home and think about it, you know.
Yeah, and you said a little bit earlier that you felt like Eric was going to be your best matchup today. Why was that?
Eric was going to give me a chance to win a lot of money, and he just, I guess he kind of beat me every pot. And the other time I had kings, somehow he lost nothing. So I don't like the flow.
Yeah, and you were buying in deep stack 300K today, unusual for your normal gameplay. Do you think that affected your style today?
I hate the deep stack stuff. I hate it. It's just no fun for me. I wish I would never have committed to it because it did lead to two of my biggest losses. And so I might have to retract that. Like if I buy in my usual 10, I just get 30,000 before the flop with kings. We run it twice, maybe I win one.
Yeah.
And so the deep stack, it turns out that I've been coolered a bunch the last 2 days, and it gets expensive, you know, versus, you know, when I'm playing my normal 10K buy-in. So I might just have to rescind that and go back to doing what I do, you know.
Being Phil Hellmuth, which is still one of the greatest things you can be in poker, Phil Hellmuth.
Yeah.
All right, Phil, appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thanks for trying to get me positive.
We're still going to work on it.
5 minutes later.
Oh, and what's this?
You know,
Is that Hellmuth?
it's a disheveled mess.
I'll help out.
Phil, come back.
Phil is back in the room.
Triple up. Come on.
I wanted to bring Phil back in real quick before we get into this next hand. Phil, go ahead and talk to the table.
I want to say this, like now I finally started rooting for Berkey and I gotta fucking leave. That's not fun.
I gotta tell you, that's not fun for me either. Welcome
I
back.
finally started rooting for Berkey and I have to fucking leave. Robbi, it's been a pleasure to play with you.
You leaving?
Really fun.
Just like that.
Al,
All cleaned
you and I
up.
will play a lot in the future. It's fun to play with you. Accountants, pleasure to play with you as
Pleasure
well. I
meeting
know
you.
you're a good guy, so I've heard that. So, and
Hope you didn't hear wrong.
good to see you. Good game.
Nice seeing you, Phil.
Good game, and good luck with the hot sauce. Eric, nice hand. Good game.
Nice hand, baby.
You won it fair and square. I don't have any issues.
Phil, we gonna see you tomorrow?
No, I'm just
It's not your week?
it's just been too, like, I feel like I'm running the worst I've run in my life. And at that point, I have two chances. I can either go rest for a week or, you know,
Retreat.
or fight. But I don't like fighting when I'm running bad.
Okay,
Or feel like,
that makes sense. It's a better way of looking at it.
yeah. And I was trapping Eric. I had the kings. I'm like, oh, he's going to give me a lot of money here. And instead, he's somehow flopped me dead.
He did.
Hey, you shouldn't crap with like 3,000 big blinds. I'm just kidding.
Well, Eric, you understand the game better than I do. So,
He's a deep stack master. You should take lessons.
Like, hey, kings aren't that good when you're like 3,000 big
Right,
blinds.
man. You gotta shove them all in pre. Let's fucking go.
Poke the bear. Bye, Phil.
See ya, Phil. Cheers.
I mean, isn't it true?
No, he's going home.
Man, 2.5.
Poking the bear.
2.5 was a soft line.
I could have like 3,
That
4
was a soft
done.
fucking line.
Oh my God.
And just like that, Hellmuth, the consummate professional, comes back, rocks the mic for a few minutes, says he's going to take a week off or rest.
For you?
Wow.
Oh my God.
You
I'm
came just for
dying.
that, right?
We're dying inside.
It was worth it.
Spreading positivity. The chat is hashtagging the positivity.
Hashtag positivity from Hellmuth. He's not going out storming. He's going to come back, bless the mic, say a few nice
I
words.
love it.
It can't be
He'll
from.
be back.
Got it on camera.
It has to be somebody other than the guy that stacked him.
No, that's fine. That makes it funny.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my.
I mean, come on, I could have had 9, 10 suited. Like, I could have had anything.
You could have had.
That's what I actually.
You could have
you're
had
gonna-
a single
actually,
deuce
you're
of
playing
diamonds.
for stacks right there.
Right.
I actually thought you had a straight there, yeah.
There's so many things you could have there.
Yeah.